And do that.
What are you doing?
We're fighting.
Hey guys, welcome to Christian and Tiffany. We believe that relationships matter. And today we are continuing on our discussion about conflict in relationships.
I like you're taller than me. Hang on, let me get up like
Don't
this.
slouch, and then there you go.
Prim and proper.
So today, so if you haven't seen it already, we did a video on conflict in marriage, and now we're going to talk about 5 tips for fighting fair. Because arguments are going to happen, fights are going to happen, but there's a way to go about it without causing real damage. Fighting fair.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's the first one?
Well, let me look at my handy dandy notebook and I'll be able to tell you right now. Cool off. Start with gratitude.
What does that mean?
I think that's when you do like remember our little conflict resolution sheet thing? And you can kind of fill that out and go to a quiet place with a good cup of Joe. Let me get a good cup of Joe.
Yes.
Good cup of Joe. Fill that out. Cool off a little bit. And then I think one of the things is realizing, that the fight has to do with your emotions and your feelings. And so being gratitude. That's not even a word. Grateful. Being grateful.
So separating yourself from the person long enough that you can cool off, calm down, not be as angry or emotional in the moment. Yep. Using our conflict resolution guide is a great way to do that. And then choosing and forcing yourself to think about good things about that person or about that situation or circumstance that you're fighting about.
Yep.
Consciously making a shift in your mentality to not just see the bad, but see the good too.
Absolutely. What's step 2? Okay,
so step 2 is no low blows.
Check this out.
What is that from?
I just inserted a video there, but now it's going to be awkward because you're like laughing.
Okay.
Oh, well. I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of Jeff there that I just inserted.
Okay, anyways. So no low blows. So one of the first things that Christian and I agreed on when we first got married was no matter how mad or how furious or how upset we were, we would never throw out the D word.
Or stuff. And I've never thrown anything in our marriage.
Stuff.
Ever.
You're right. We've discussed this. Watch the other video. You'll see. But anyways, don't throw out the D word as a threat to show how angry you really are. That's a low blow. What's another example of a low blow?
Like that?
No, I mean, we'll get to don't get physical. That's later. You're jumping ahead.
Oh.
No, pointing out insecurities would be a low blow.
Like that one time you ironed my clothes?
Or another one is pulling up past experiences. Well, is this how you handled it with your ex-wife? Because I see how that worked out.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
He doesn't have an ex-wife. No. So pulling up like baggage, stuff that doesn't relate or have anything to do with the current argument or the current fight.
Yep.
It's not necessary. It's a no blow.
But it's so tempting.
Yeah.
Like you want to on the inside.
You want to hurt them.
But not like real bad. Just enough so they know how bad you're hurting. I feel like.
It's not okay.
No, it's not okay. But I feel like that's the motivation is like you kind of want to get your your jabs in there as well.
Yeah.
Which doesn't end a conflict.
Yeah.
It just adds more bruises and pain.
It just creates more damage that needs to be cleaned up after the fact.
Girl, that ain't good.
It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this out of your tooth before we go in any further. This is real raw.
Oh my goodness. Stop. Is it out?
Well, I just shoved it in further, so maybe the camera won't pick it up now.
Wow. Okay. I'm a little embarrassed right now. I'm going to be honest.
We can cut that part out.
I felt like it was a little blood.
That was stop that.
No, that was you taking care of me, I think. Appreciate you.
All right. Step 3. Listen. Oh, this is the hardest part for so many of us.
Escucha, por favor.
Escuchen?
Escuchen?
I don't know.
I believe it's listen in Spanish. Oh. I don't know. I'm working on it.
Okay, that's good. He's working on it. Listen. It's so, we always feel like we want to get our words out there and our opinions out there, and you have to understand me. But honestly,
what happened was
taking the time to let the other person speak helps diffuse them, first of all, because they feel like they're getting it out and they're being heard. But also, listening helps you understand their perspective and have a little bit more grace and forgiveness towards their behavior or whatever. Yeah.
I do.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No, just listen.
Okay, step 4.
Never get physical.
Yeah, that's for later. But during the fight, during the argument, don't get physical. If you feel the need to push or shove or throw something because you're so angry,
get a punch bag.
take a break. Just say, I need a minute, walk away. Now, ladies, this may be hard for you. And even sometimes guys that are like, no, we're going to resolve it now. We're going to talk about it now. It's good to encourage each other to work it out and talk it out. But when you get volatile and you get upset, just give them a break. Just say, okay, fine, but we are going to talk about this later. Or let's just go do some, go for a walk and then come back and we'll talk about it. Don't shove it aside and say, I'm not going to discuss it. But if you're volatile, you've got to just cool off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, that's the last line.
Fix it together. Fix it, Felix. Fix it.
So,
that'd be a good joke.
Guys always want to
have sex.
Fix it.
Yeah, fix it. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Guys always want to fix it. They're like, just what do I need to do? How do I need to fix it? And like their brains are going and they're just like, what do I have to do to resolve it in the shortest amount of time?
Because we don't want tears. We just want to.
But girls, we want to be heard. We want to feel like we can fully express our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions. We want to clear our conscience of all the confusion, and talking out loud helps us make sense of what's going on in our head. We want to take the time to really talk out the details. And so if the guy is like, okay, I get it. Did you hear a word I was saying?
Absolutely.
I really feel like you were listening to me. So here's the thing. Girls, we have to realize that they want to fix it, and we have to let them fix it. But guys, you have to give us time to fully process out loud, feel like we're being heard before you try and jump in with the resolution.
That one's difficult for me. I'll be honest. I just want to jump in and fix it. So like a lot of times I'm kind of intuitive and I already kind of figure out what the conversation's going and I just want to fix it. We have conflict every once in a while.
Occasionally. But the key is to fix it together, which means work together. Guys, and I really shouldn't say guys and girls because there are some girls that are in the relationship that are the fixers and the guys that maybe are more like, hey, I'm going to talk through this. So the idea though is to come together, work it out together. Don't just say, this is what we're going to do. Say, I have this idea of what we can do. What do you think? Or what do you think that we should do? How do you feel like we can handle it? And then you go from there.
And I do just want to point out, like, if you don't fix conflict, you basically open a little crack in your marriage or in your relationship, or even this could be with friends, with children, and that crack gets bigger and bigger over time until one day they just drop the D-bomb on you. And so it really is important, like, getting through conflict, learning to get through conflict and get through it well, not just get through it, really provides a lot of opportunity for the future to stay together and not break up.
We've talked about this before. The more you stuff, the more baggage there is in between you. And so the more that you take the time to get it out, to talk it out, to fight it out, get the words out there, get it resolved, then the closer that you'll remain as a couple. And it's super worth it and super healthy.
Let's throw out a cheesy analogy.
Okay.
So I'm a nurse and I work in the ER. It's the emergency room. I used to say ED, but people got the wrong idea. Emergency department. Yeah, not erectile dysfunction. So basically, I don't know what you do with your coffee. But basically, we had a girl one time come in with an earring. She paid a lot of money for it, and it had gotten infected. Now, the thing was, she noticed that there was a little bit of pus there early, and she could have just taken it out with a little bit of pain, but she waited, and it completely enveloped and enclosed. So we had to get a scalpel, cut that sucker open. There's cartilage right there, so it's not like Lidocaine's going to help. And then dig into the ear to remove the earring. And we did, give her IV pain meds and all that kind of stuff, but it still really, really hurt. And it would have been a lot easier to just address the issue about 5 to 7 days sooner. And it would have been a little bit of pain, maybe some Tylenol type of pain, to get it off and, to remove that wedge.
Which is really interesting that you said that. If she had just addressed it at that time, when she first noticed it, she could have resolved it herself. And instead, she had to seek help. And I think what happens in our relationship sometimes, if we don't take the time to address the things when we notice them, it'll eventually get to the point where you really need help working through those things.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We're going to do a video that's 5 signs you might need marriage counseling. And so that's going to be a good one as well. And we recommend that.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
And it doesn't have to be marriage counseling. It could be counseling. It could be therapy. It could be coaching. It could be just getting together with another couple that's a season ahead of you and getting advice from them. But the idea is, when do you know it's time to seek help? Get somebody else in the room to help discuss those conflicts. So we're going to talk about that later too. So that was it. 5 tips for fighting fair.
Which are? Go through them.
Okay.
Go.
Have to look at
Ready? What? Set. Go.
Cool off. No low blows. Listen. Never get physical until afterwards.
Physical. Let's get
physical. Fix it together. Don't be bossy. Do it as a team. 2 are better than 1. That's right. All right, guys. My That was good. Okay, subscribe, like our video, comment below, and if you haven't seen our original video, Conflict in Marriage, go back and watch that, or skip on ahead to our next video, which is actually 5 tips for making up.
Girl, I love me some making up.
Bye, guys.
Bye.